Okay, so geometry, here's your first distance formula problem. It says graph a right triangle with the 2 points forming the hypotenuse. Using the sides, find the distance between the 2 points in simplest radical form. So here are my 2 points, and they already have it graphed for you. That's great. So it says click twice to draw a line, click a segment to erase it. So we need to create a right triangle, and I hope you can see that it's going to look like this. So I'm going to go from here to here, and then from there to there, and boom, there's my right triangle. So it says, notice you may now answer the questions below. So they are letting you move on. So let's see what's below. Okay, so it's asking you for what are the lengths of the legs, and then what's the length of the hypotenuse, which is your answer. So I'm going to let the horizontal be my leg 1. That would be my x, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'll bring my pen up, is you're just going to count, right? From here to here. This is the right angle. So I want to count this leg, which is I'm going to call x. So what is x going to equal? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X is 5. And then y is going to be this leg, and I'm going to count going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 9. So there is my x and y. So again, to find my distance, call this d. I'm going to use the square root of x squared. Let me do x squared just so you can see the formula. Sorry. X squared plus y squared. So as long as your numbers are positive, you don't need parentheses. So it's going to be 5 squared plus 9 squared all inside the radical. And you need to simplify that. Okay, so I'm going to click, go into Desmos graphing calculator. I'm going to do not the square root, but I'm going to do 5 squared plus 9 squared. 5 squared plus 9 squared. And that's 106. Now, if you want to try, you could try the square root. And again, here's my keyboard, the square root of 106, but it's a decimal. So they want it in simplest radical form. So now we need to work at this. Okay, so let's come back to Delta Math. Now, while I have it, let's input my legs. So 5 and 9. And now let's work on the square root of 106, which is going to be my distance. All right, so over here. I don't care how you do it. I think the factor tree is just easier. So I'm going to do the factor tree. Again, I don't like to have to guess at the perfect square. So I know that 2 goes in there. I'll divide 106 by 2. That's 53. Ooh, that's 53. Ugly. 2 is a prime number. I believe that 53 is also a prime number. Ugh, that's a gross. So what does the square root of 106 boil down to? It boils down to 2 times 53. None of these prime numbers are written twice. So guess what? You just multiply it back together. 106. This is where I was telling you that maybe it doesn't break down radically. Maybe it just is what it is. So again, don't press yourself too much to try to figure out, oh, what goes into 53? Nothing does. It's prime. So I'm going to erase that. And I hope this is right. It's kind of odd. And my answer should be the square root of 106. Let's cross our fingers. All right, good for us. And there we go. So these are actually the type of problems you did way back in 8th grade. Okay. And again, notice it does not simplify. Sometimes it doesn't. All right, second problem coming. All right, next we got a problem here. It says find the distance between the 2 points in simplest radical form. Again, they graphed it for you. That's whatever, okay? So what I'm going to do with my pen as best I can is I'm going to try to connect them. So that's the distance I'm trying to find, D. So now from here, I'm going to draw horizontal to the left, like so, and a vertical coming down, like so. And there is my right triangle. And now I'm going to count. Now I know I'm going to the left, but it's going to be a positive value because it's a distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my x is 9. Let me count the y. I'm going to count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My y is 12. I'm going to count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It is 12. So over here, so the distance is going to be equal to x squared plus y squared in the square root. That is going to be equal to 9 squared plus 12 squared in the square root. So I'm going to go to Desmos Graphing Calculator, type in 9 squared plus 12 squared. Okay, 9 squared plus 12 squared. And that's 225. And now I'm going to try to see if 225 is a perfect square. And it is. That's awesome. Good for us. Maybe I shouldn't have done this one because it's a simple question. But we've done simplifying radicals already. So no radical necessary. The answer to this question is an even 15. Not radical 15, not square root of 15, just 15. There we go. Awesome. All right, last question coming. All right, now this one says find the distance between the 2 points rounding to the nearest tenth if necessary. So here are my 2 points. Now what you could do is you could use the formula if you like that. So here's your x1, y1. Here's your x2, y2. But I'm going to suggest you graph it. So we're going to go graph it. So -7, -8, and -4, 0. All right, so let me erase those. Let me go to my Desmos Graphing Calculator. Let me delete all this. Okay, let's type in -7, -8. And then the other one is -4, 0. I'm going to zoom out 1 just so I can be in terms of ones. And there we go. And if you want to connect them, you can again add that table and do -7, -8, -4, 0. And you can hold your cursor down over that and you get this line option. So that's what I'm going to try to find. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my right triangle horizontally and vertically. And there is my right triangle. And I'm going to count I want to find this distance. So I'll count the x, 1, 2, 3. So my x is equal to 3. I'll count my y, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And my y is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I always like to double check sometimes. I don't trust myself. So to find the distance, we're looking for the square root of x squared plus y squared. Again, you can stop writing that over and over again. I just like to emphasize it. Again, my numbers are positive, so 3 squared plus 8 squared. And again, in Desmos Graphing Calculator, we're going to type in 3 squared plus 8 squared. So I'm here. So 3 squared plus 8 squared. And that's 73. And now this problem said if we go back to the nearest tenth, if necessary. So now we're actually going to type in square root of 73. And now let's talk about our rounding rules, right? So when it says nearest tenth, that means where the 5 is. So we look at the 4. That 4 is 4 or below. That means we don't round up. So this remains 8.5. If this were a 5 or above, it would round the 5 up to a 6. So be careful your rounding rules. I feel like we don't emphasize them enough and we don't get the problem right just because of rounding. So the answer should be 8.5. Let's cross our fingers. Oh yeah, and we're right. So again, lots of practice on the distance formula. Please, please, please focus. And if you're getting a bunch of them wrong, ask for help. Have fun.